Hello DeGate community. Today I am excited to announce the commencement of our first ever liquidity mining campaign. So if you missed out on our last campaign with the grid strategies, this is your second chance to hop in and earn yourself some juicy APYs. So let's jump straight into it where I'm going to walk you through all the important things you'll need to know, how it works, and how to set one up. So firstly, go right up top here to the Earn button and you'll see liquidity mining. Click this button and you'll get to the liquidity mining tab. If you scroll down, you will see all the mining pools that will be eligible in this campaign with my big head covering them. So as you'll see, the pool APYs here are not all created equally, and there's differing levels of rewards for each one, the lowest one being the stablecoin pair. If you go, for example, the DeGate pair has the highest total value locked and the highest daily rewards, but not the highest APY. But let's pick it since it's the most popular. Once you get right here, you'll see all the mining stats which you saw there on this page with a start mining button and a mining guide. This mining guide is a lifesaver. We put it together to answer all your questions, all your concerns. If you have any sort of confusions or you're unsure, this is the place to look. If you have specific questions, everything is covered in this area here. Now, in order to start mining, there's a few things you'll need to know. Firstly, ordinary orders do not count towards eligibility in this campaign. You need to set up a grid strategy, preferably through this start mining button to make sure you're really getting those rewards. So that's very important, number one. Number two, there is a minimum amount that each grid needs to be in order to contribute to the eligibility of the grid strategy, which is 120 USDC of value. So if you have a grid strategy that is not 120 USDC of value each grid, you will still be able to grid trade, but you will not be eligible for the DeGate rewards and this campaign bonuses. So it's very important that you set up that in the minimum requirement. Number three, in order to incentivize effective liquidity, we have an effective liquidity zone, which only in this range you will be eligible to earn the rewards. This is because we don't want people setting a grid strategy to sell ETH at $10,000 just to get the reward, because it's not going to hit that in the next month. Maybe it will, but unlikely to hit that in the next month. So the answer to this basic, range is 1% above the highest bid and 1% below the lowest asking. So this might sound confusing, so let's visualize it here. If we get to the trade button here, this is the DeGate USDC pair. So 1% above this and 1% below this. Only in this range will you earn the rewards. So try to keep it in this range. But if it's very volatile, you might want to make a more spread out grid. And if it's not so volatile, maybe make it less spread out. So let's hop in and let's make a grid strategy, and I'll walk you through everything you're going to need. So back here, all you have to do, get to the start mining, and we are now at this grid strategy area. So there's two options here. You can either auto set it, or you can manually set your price ranges and your grid. So for simplicity, let's do the auto one. I have 3,959 DeGate tokens, and it'll automatically tell you the amount of USDC that you'll need on the other end. So currently we have this, and it auto set up all these grids. So if we look here, what's cool is if you go down here, you'll see mining eligible. So we'll click it, And if you see this green button, criteria fulfilled, that means that this is eligible to earn the rewards. So that's very cool that you know before you start that you're eligible. And simple as that, create grid strategy. So these are my parameters. You can double check it. Profit per grid expires and confirmed. Easy peasy. Could not make it any easier than that. So I now have an active grid strategy in this campaign. So very simple, very easy to do. Sit back and relax now. What's really cool is if you go down here on the grid strategy tab, you'll see my open order here. Very easy. Another thing to keep in mind is that if you go and you choose the stablecoin one, the parameters for the eligibility are more strict because it's not very volatile. So instead of being 1% up and down, it is the highest buy to the lowest sell. So it's the actual buy sell. That is the eligibility. So that's something to keep in mind. And you will be able to claim the rewards at the end of the campaign, and it'll go straight to your DeGate account once you pay the gas fees. Simple as that. Very easy. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can go to the feedback button, give your questions, and if you give us your email address, we will get back to you. So check out the liquidity mining walkthrough page, which I discussed earlier. And we'd love to hear your feedback. If you're confused by something, reach out in the Discord chat, ask your questions, give your feedback.